welcome to my channel. I'm Antasia. If you're new here, then welcome. Today's video is going to be an update video for my YouTuber advice, and I'm going to be talking about some crazy things that YouTube has been doing thus far that I'm not really happy about, but in a sense I am. So these are just some YouTube tips and rules, if you say. So when I last made this video, it was a few months ago, and things had changed. They didn't have many strict, I guess you could say, rules as they do now. So I'll just start with the new stuff. So first, basically what YouTube is doing is they're demonetizing all of the videos that are offensive. So if they're offensive to a certain particular group or religion, or, you know, if it has anything to do with sex, period. Anything that's not appropriate for children, basically it'll be flagged and you won't be able to make money from it. Or it's, in reality, they're just taking some of the views, not views, they're taking the ads away from it. And it's not YouTube's fault, it's the advertisement companies. So it's not saying that all of the ads will not be on your video, it's just certain ones, or it'll be limited. So very few, or it could be still, you know, some. But basically, this is their way of cleaning up YouTube, you know, and also weeding out the people who just upload videos that are really obnoxious, like fake videos, like clickbait and stuff like that. So, you know, everything has to match with your title and everything that's inside of your description spots. So they're really being strict on that, which is a good thing, because there's a lot of people that I cannot stand seeing. It's like they just do anything for the views, and I think that's really thirsty, and it's not original. That's not real content. But at the same time, you have trash TV shows, which is content, and I guess people still watch it and it makes money. But, you know, obviously the point of making money on YouTube is, you know, I'll say that what pays is not YouTube itself, it's the advertising companies. So for instance, let's say that Macy's offers YouTube $1 million, you know, for their ad, for their Christmas ad coming up. So what YouTube is going to do, they're like the middleman. They're going to dictate which videos are worthy enough to get this ad placed on there, or multiple ads. So that's how you would get paid. Technically, Macy's is paying you, but, you know, you're getting paid through YouTube. It's called AdSense, if that makes sense. And I mean, you're getting your checks from Google, which owns YouTube. But, you know, if without advertising, there would be no money for YouTube. Everything will be like how it was, like when you just upload it for free. Or you could get sponsorship. That's, you know, another way to get paid. But if you're a small channel, I believe to first get your check or to get paid, you have to have at least 10,000 views on your entire channel. And after that, I don't know if they're, you know, I don't think they're making it so strict to the point where you have to have 10,000 views per video to get paid. I don't think so, because if that's the case, all of my videos aren't at 10K, so whatever. But also thumbnails that look tricky. Like one of my videos just got flagged yesterday, and it was simple. It was a nude fall nails tutorial, and it got flagged because the word nude. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's an automated robot that does that, so you will have to request for a manual review. So some of your videos may be positive, but, you know, by looking at the thumbnail, it looks negative. Well, you could change your thumbnail, but as far as the content inside of it, I mean, either you delete it or just leave it up without, you know, ads. Well, not saying that no ads will be on there, but fewer ads. So anyway, here's the YouTuber advice. Honestly, things have changed so much. Like, you could literally pick up a camera and start YouTubing, and tomorrow you could have like 10,000 subscribers. Like, it just depends on if you have a following on social media already or not, or like, it just, I don't know. Like, a lot of people, not being funny, as a black YouTuber and dark skin at that, it's kind of harder to get views like that, especially if I don't have like a certain hair type or I'm not doing a certain thing. Now, of course, there's different niches on YouTube. Sometimes, you know, if you're drop dead gorgeous, you can just upload about anything and people will watch you. Honestly, YouTube is about the looks. You know, if you're not doing makeup, you really won't get as many views unless you're stupid funny. Like, you have to be funny. Well, not necessarily funny, because there's a lot of YouTubers that are in the millions and they're not funny at all to me. So, I mean, just have a good personality is what I'm saying. Obviously, they have great personalities. Like, I like Lily Singh. I mean, I remember when she really was starting, and she doesn't do makeup tutorials, so you know, it took her a while, but not that long, because she makes comedy type of videos, if that makes sense. So obviously if you're gaming, then you know, that's a different world from where I'm at. I'm kind of over the makeup thing, because I feel like everyone does makeup the same. Like, you know, I'd rather do like a product review here and there if I'm really liking it, or if it's something that I just went out and purchased. But I'm more so into talk, advice, chatting type of videos. That's what I like. And I want to do more lifestyle videos, and I've done hair tutorials and I do enjoy those. So honestly, starting off, I will say you will most likely have to do popular videos. Like, what are people searching for? For some reason, morning routines are the most popular videos. Like morning routines, late for school or late for work routines, lazy day routines, being sick, like literally sick day routines, everyday makeup tutorial, or simple makeup tutorial, or no makeup tutorial, top knot buns, those are popular. If you have natural curly hair, washing those are super popping, especially if you have curly, really curly hair, like let's say 4A. That's a popular search for video. If you have looser curls, you know, obviously there's, you know, a niche for that also. But hair tutorials are really popular, but honestly the makeup videos are even more popular. They are. Like, that's what you, I mean, as far as like getting consistent views, because someone is only gonna watch you do your hair like a certain amount of times if they've, you know, already watched like you get that hairstyle. Now if you have a popping, you know, nice, friendly personality, they might stick around, they might love you. But I just would suggest that you do popular videos, because no one knows you at this point, and so what's going to drive traffic to your channel is by using searchable topics and keywords, like hairstyles for short hair. Those are so popular. So if you just happen to have short hair, that'll be a plus for you. If you do have longer hair, people search for long hair tutorials also. So those are just some suggestions. Storytime videos used to be really popular, not so much now. I mean, unless you're really, you plan on getting really dirty with it. But like I said, if you're trying to monetize your video, YouTube is cleaning up on those types of videos. So most of those do not get a lot of ads. They don't. If you're going to do story times, do something like seasonal or something that's kind of trending. You can talk about your life experiences. To me, those are kind of popular in a way, like depression stories or something like that. Those are really helpful for people too, especially younger teens, which the majority of YouTube are, let's say the demographic is 13 to 17. Majority. I'm being so serious right now too. Like, it's just, that's just it. I have a demographic of 13 to 17 year olds that watch me. I did do some high school content, like high school advice. Those are popular videos. Just anything that you see that's trending, like back to school was just trending last month and month before last. You could trickle in and do some late to school type videos. Those are still popular. A lot of skit videos are kind of popular also, like types of people at work or types of teachers, or stuff that basically Lily Singh does all the time. Also, TV show reviews. Like, a lot of people like to watch TV shows, but you have to have a lot of personality. Like, I don't think, like, if you're just really dry and mundane, I don't think anyone's gonna watch you unless you're drop dead gorgeous. Then the rules don't apply. But other than that, those are just some tips on, you know, getting more views and stuff like that. Camera equipment. I have a ring light. I actually have two, but one ring light is good enough. I have a white background and just a stand right here and a flower that's like partially shown. That looks weird. Okay, I think that looks better. I don't know. That looks a little better to me. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, you don't have to have a background at all. You could. I just did it because it gives you guys something to look at, and it looks a little cute and classy. Other than that, if you're doing like a tutorial or a hair tutorial, I would just have a white wall. Any type of white wall, cream wall, or something that reflects really well the light. One thing about it is with backdrops, like I go to Joann's for backdrops. I just get cheap fabric, or you can use a blanket if you like. and drape it over something. And I have new professional lighting, not lighting, I have that already, but I also have my local photography store has wallpaper. It's basically what it is. It's like wallpaper, and you can tape it up to your wall, or you can just put it on a stand. And that's for like, that's what I use for like new makeup tutorials now that I'm doing, or product reviews or something more, I don't know, like professional looking. But other than that, I just use a white wall. You can't go wrong with it. And it looks good for your thumbnails because, like, you know, if you're wearing a cute outfit or just a lot of colors, sometimes the way that these professional lights work is if you have a crazy, any kind of background, sometimes it makes you look washed out or too dark, or it just screws up the lighting. So I just always go with the white plain backdrop. I've had a lot of lighting issues, like with like a pink backdrop. Sometimes pink does not look well. It just depends on your lighting situation. I have had the umbrella lights also. They're the cheapest. They're like 2 for $35 or $40 from eBay. I'll link both of those links in the description box. My ring light was $89, so I think it was like $87, something like that, or $81. And with tax, it ended up $91. And it's not the Diva ring light, but it's just a regular ring light. And to me, it looks good. I mean, I think I look nice on camera. Yeah, like, I don't know. But it just depends on what type of videos that you're doing. Honestly, like I said in my previous video, I don't really care for this super, you know, professional look unless you're talking about a product or something like that. Like, I just feel more comfortable, or, you know, or believable. I don't want to say believable, but I feel comfortable with someone telling me what their experience is, like just sitting at home, like without a fancy backdrop, just, you know, just being themselves. I mean, it's cute to have stuff like that in the background, but most of the time this is how people really live. They don't just go buy the same thing that every other YouTuber has. They're just being different. They're being themselves. They use what's at their homes. So, I mean, that's no shade, but, you know, don't think that you have to go buy the same backdrop, the same lighting equipment, the same, I mean, well, lighting equipment, it's the same pretty much. But I mean, like props and stuff like that, like even editing styles. Speaking of editing, what I use for editing is iMovie. I used to have Windows Movie Maker, for those of you who still have Windows. Also, I think Sony has one, Vegas, I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. But you could use Adobe, not Photoshop, Adobe. That's a good editor. It's more expensive, but Windows Movie Maker was enough for me. You know, only reason why I have iMovie now is because I have MacBook. But I do like iMovie. If you can't afford Final Cut, like if you're just doing sit down videos anyway, you really don't need Final Cut. But if you're doing like lookbooks and, you know, fancy stuff like that, where you're going outside or doing whatever, then you might want to have, you know, Final Cut. Or you can use the editing hacks that I do. I have learned through iMovie that you can sync, like you can do green screen, you can have like special effects and then kind of overlay them in your videos, like as far as your intros. And like if you look at my back to school series, I did a lot of those little editing, like I had my words flying across the screen, stuff like that. I didn't need Final Cut for that. So, you know, you don't have to have the top editing software. It's really about your camera quality and your lens. Now, speaking of those two, the camera that I have now is the Canon T5i. I was a complete dunce, and I downgraded from the 6D. I had the Canon 6D, an $1,800 camera. And I cashed it in. I swapped it for the T5i because the T5i had the open flap to where I can see myself. And the 6D didn't. And also the lenses that I really wanted were only compatible with the smaller camera. Not smaller, but the DSLR cameras that aren't widescreen, basically. The 6D and the 5D are both widescreen. So certain lens, please make sure you know this. Certain lenses or a certain lens cannot fit on wide cameras, if that makes sense, because the sensor inside of it, it's gonna, when you put the lens on, it's gonna have a black ring around it. So you have to make sure that it's like EF for wide angle, and then EFS for like Canon T5i, T4i, and all of the Rebel series basically, but for the more expensive ones basically. I think the 70D is not wide angle. I think it's EFS. So you can just look on YouTube for those kind of tips to know what lens that you're buying. But I have the kit lens. This is the 18 to 55, and this is the STM motor. I wish I had known that in the beginning. When you're buying lens, make sure that you have autofocus. If you do have a camera that's more up to date, like T4, I think T4i and above, which I think they're like $700 or $800. You can find some for like $400 or $500 on eBay. Always go, not eBay, yeah, you can do eBay. Always go to Amazon though for your camera equipment, lighting, and everything, because they have an option where you can buy items that are refurbished, or you can buy items that are new but not like brand new, but they're still in great condition, and they're like $200 or $300 cheaper. So, and that's what I've done. But for this camera, I paid full cash. But I switched it out anyway. Did I say that already? Yeah, I did. Trying to cover everything, you guys. I'm sorry, but yeah, I wish I had known that all lenses don't have autofocus. And then on top of that, if you don't have autofocus, you have to like sit something here where you're gonna sit and then run over to the camera and stop it, and that just takes forever. So make sure you have a camera that has autofocus, and then make sure the lens has autofocus. Now, as far as autofocus lens, most of them have, like the regular kinds, have that stupid clicking noise, like click, 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 and it's so annoying. Like if I had it on right now, you would hear it. But with the lens that I have, which is STM, like a step motor, it basically muffles that sound. So anytime you see STM on that, that means that it's a silent autofocus, which is awesome. Now I also have two more expensive cameras. Lens. I have this is a zoom that I have right now, the 18 to 55. I have the 50 millimeter 1.4 aperture. It was about $400, and I also, that's more so for photography or closer, close settings. And it's a prime lens. It doesn't like it doesn't zoom. It's not a zoom lens, but it's really beautiful. It's crisp, and it has that bokeh in the background. So if I were filming with it, all of this would be blurred out. It's really pretty. I just don't feel like using it. And I have one that's like $650. It's I forget the brand name, but it's a 30 1.4 aperture, and it is a zoom camera, but it's manual. That sucked. But I bought those two for my movie projects that I was working on. I was trying to do like web series and pitch TV shows and stuff like that, film, all of that. I'm still interested in that, by the way, but I had just taken a break. But yeah, that's what those cameras are for. But you don't have to have those expensive ones, because it's just YouTube. Like, it's up to you. Basically that was it as far as like lens, cameras, and equipment. Oh, last but not least, I can't tell you to not do clickbait, because it sucks, but so many people do it all the time, and they have like millions of subscribers. But I will say, if you're starting out and you're doing those types of videos, if you're doing those videos consistently, people will flag your videos and your channel might get deleted. Last but not least, I want to talk about YouTube etiquette. I personally would never make a video like, unless it is something where you have to address it. I would never, like, don't get involved into YouTube drama, talking about other people, never talk about your subscribers. Like, that kind of stuff will get you jumped, for one, or dragged. And unless you're really ready to take a lot of hate mentally, and I mean seriously, some of this stuff may get to you subconsciously in your sleep, or you're everywhere, anywhere. Some people are just crazy, and they will leave the worst comments ever that you could think of. And sometimes it will bother you if you're consistently saying it. So just don't get into drama, because that's where you'll get a lot of hate comments also. And even if you don't get them, you burn bridges, and you always want to be open to collaborations with other YouTubers and brands. No telling what event you'll be invited to by YouTube or whomever, and other YouTubers are there. Well, if you're bashing them or talking about them in your videos, they may not like it, So I'm just saying, like, don't try to invite drama. I hate the drama channels. I really hate a lot of the marriage type of videos here on YouTube, as far as like, not the positive like family vlogs, because I love those, but like the ones that just do everything and put their whole life on here, like they clickbait a lot, like cheating and all that kind of stuff, like that irks so much. Like, as someone who's been married and divorced and who's gone through cheating and all that kind of stuff, I would never just expose people for money, you know? Like, I feel like when you do stuff like that, people can see through it. When you lie and try to portray yourself as someone on here on camera, but in real life, you know, you live another way, or on other social media avenues, you live a different way, your fans will call that out. Subscribers will definitely call it out. And they watch other people's videos also, and so it's not like, you know, they're not seeing what's going on. So that's just my advice for that. I hope that you guys were able to take from that. I'm just being honest here about my experience. I'm almost at 100K. I mean, okay, another thing about the views, don't ever think that just because someone has a million views, that they're gonna get a lot of subscribers, and vice versa. Sometimes I've seen people with like 60,000 subscribers and they have like 20,000 views on each video, whereas I only have like maybe, it just depends. Like, it's so random and sporadic. It's just like, I don't know what's going on, but you know, it is what it is. But don't be discouraged because of the views, or if, you know, they're not liking your content like that. Just be consistent and eventually the numbers will go up. And if not, I mean, at least this is something you can look back on and say, hey, I did this, you know. So that's just it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in my next video. Make sure you guys check out my other videos. I've categorized different content by playlist. So if you like natural hair tutorials, I have a playlist for that. Also, if you like DIY projects, I have a playlist for that also. You just go to my home channel and click on playlist, or scroll down the home channel and it'll like list the playlist. Fashion, back to school, all of that good stuff, advice. So yeah, more content coming. Thank you guys for watching again, and see you guys in my next video.